Alright, let me provide some context of what I just built. This is extra wood from an old cabinet we ripped out to replace this fridge. This fridge was way too large to fit in the spot that the old cabinet's encased, so I had to rip everything out, and we had to have Lowe's deliver this fridge and plop it right here. I had to redo some tile work. It was a mess. But this is what I came up with. I know it's kind of jagged, it's kind of ghetto, but I'm going to make it work. I'm going to repurpose what I can from the old cabinets because I need a space to put my cereal, and that is my next project. The reasoning behind doing individual pieces and screwing them into the wall and then making marks is because these walls are not plumb. This is an old house. It's from 1942, so don't expect things to be square. So what I did was I made marks, and now I have it down with the top screwed on and glued, so that way I can put some screws in back and do a shelf, do a lower shelf, and then eventually install it and put my face frame on. A lot of these pieces aren't even square. In a cabinet shop, you would make a perfectly square box. Technically, this is a built-in. To give you a better understanding of what I mean, check out the differences of that edge versus that edge. Or this edge versus this edge. It doesn't quite look perfect because it isn't. That's how the wall made it. Look, I don't make money in this video. I don't freaking do this for a living. I told you I don't make professional cabinets. But if I gotta make something to work at home, well, I'm gonna make it work. All in all, this project took about a month and a half to complete because I had incremental 2-hour periods of time during my weekends where I was completely busy. Kids and life and everything else. But I figured I'd eventually get it done with the little time that I had. This was my first time attempting a cabinet, so finished work and stuff is not really my forte. I more prefer like the construction side of carpentry. My background, I graduated in 2006. I got a job at a cabinet shop making commercial cabinets, which were nothing like this. They were pretty cut standard CNC work where you just bang it together in a shop, assemble it, wrap it up, and ship it out. My second job was demo, which sucked. It was very dusty and disgusting, but it gave me a little bit of hair in the chest. Next job after that, I did an assortment of things with a particular person who did anything from framing to finish work, and that's where I got a lot of my skills. That's where I built up a lot of my know-how for some things. Not everything. I'm not a professional. I'm not perfect at it, especially after all these years where you don't really do it unless it's like a hobby or if it's for your own home, which, a lot of these things take time to relearn. After the 2008 financial crash, I decided I wanted to become a plumber because there was no work in carpentry anymore. That fizzled out when I couldn't get a job in that either because I had no experience, and people wanted experienced plumbers. Couldn't get an apprenticeship in that. So I ended up eventually stumbling upon the HVAC side of things, but just in particularly sheet metal because in Connecticut it's an actual license in itself, SM2 to be correct. If you want to do any more than just sheet metal, you have to go for your S license as far as HVAC is concerned. So eventually when we bought a house, I had to utilize the skills that I learned, 10, 12 years prior to that before I entered the sheet metal trade. Back in 2019, we were forced in hyperdrive to finish the upstairs, and that was a force to be reckoned with because everything had to be done over. Literally everything. But nonetheless, you retain the carpentry skills in mind and you keep going forward. Until that time is again when I record a sheet metal video, well, I'll probably have more projects around here to do. So that's it for now. I know it's been a while, but I will keep going and I'll figure the next one out. Until then, peace.